Perfect. I'm Ricky Valera. How are you today?
Good, how are you?
Oh, I'm fantastic. So excited to talk about this movie.
Oh,
Um, all right, let's just begin with the script, right? It's incredible because you balance a wide range of genres within three, in my opinion, totally different acts, right? How did you find that balance when ironing out writing this script?
I think I always just went back to playing out the truth of the emotional journey of the characters. And I always say that the experience which the movie is based on wasn't a one genre experience. So the movie couldn't be one genre. And so I just kind of I use emotion as my north star. So what is the character feeling here and how is that reflected in her, surrounding environment? And that really helped. And but even if the world became absurd and ridiculous, like if you played the truth of if you kept things authentic and emotionally grounded, it I felt like, you could do I could do whatever I wanted to do.
For sure, and I felt that. And then, of course, on the flip side, you already had Tommy Dewey, who was involved in your short film, okay? But then, of course, how did the casting of Melissa come about? Because obviously, she brings this kind of full circle for you with this character.
Well, she she has already gained this reputation of being this genre actress, and she's done a lot of horror films, and is, you know, amazing in what she's done. And then she's also done a lot of musical theater. She grew up in the world of musical theater. She's in the Heights. She has this beautiful voice. She's this dancer. But what she hadn't done up until this movie is that she hadn't done a lot of romantic comedy. Um, and so in order to attract someone like Melissa for a tiny little indie movie, you have to pitch her. And I was, included in my pitch was, I've never seen you in a role quite like this. I know you can do horror. I know you can do musical theater, but have you ever thought you wanted to do romantic comedy? And, she was delighted by that. I think she was so excited by that challenge. She's like, I haven't done many roles like this before, and I would love to. And I think you're playing at some of my strengths, and then there's a piece here that I really want to explore, and I want people to see, and I think I can do it. And so she read the script, and like a day later, she's like, I like, let's do this together. I was delighted, of course.
For sure. Um, I think one of the most beautiful things about this film, technically speaking, is the cinematography work because there's a lot of different colors throughout this entire film. There's so many different unique sequences. Will Stone just blew me away, right? What was that collaboration process like for you two?
Will is the coziest guy on the planet. He's just such a good guy, and we became really good friends. But I think we both said, how do we make a big Hollywood film on a tiny indie budget? And so there was that. We looked at like some of our favorite, bigger Hollywood films and how they captured visuals and, sucked us in. And then we looked at, you know, rom-coms and like how sometimes they can have these, like the older rom-coms have a very richer palettes. And then we looked at horror films and like sometimes they're colder, and how they use shadow. So we're like, there has to be a balance here. In order for this film, because there's so many different genres, not to feel completely chaotic and like 5,000 different movies, it has to somehow we have to blend these this visual landscape and make it one. And so we kind of took pieces of everything and created our own unique world. We used vintage lenses, and so that kind of created a more nostalgic feeling to it. But yeah, we found the balance between like old Hollywood, old horror, and like a 90s rom-com. And so it existed somewhere in there visually.
Yeah, it came out beautiful. That's my time. Thank you so much. The film is fantastic, and thank you for your time today.
So much. I really spread the word.
I plan on it.